Now this is not only the longest range EV to be sold in India, 857 kilometers on a single charge, but this is also the fastest non-AMG Mercedes-Benz anywhere in the world. Friends, welcome back to 90 on Wheels. My name is Bunny Punia and this is the epitome of green wheels with luxury combined for every single passenger, the Mercedes-Benz EQS 580. I think this is the perfect way to start my review, not from the exteriors, not from the interiors, but in the way this one drives. By the way, I am on the Pune-Mumbai Cement Expressway at 100 kmph and yet I am cocooned in something I call as the power of silence. At an ex-showroom price of 1.55 crores, New Delhi, this one is actually as expensive as the normal internal combustion engine S-Class. How has the company done this? Well, this one is imported into India as CKD or completely knocked down kits. It's assembled in India and thanks to the EV subsidies, it does enjoy a lot of tax benefits and hence 1.55 crore for a super luxury limo, one that is powered by EV, 857 kilometers of range, peanuts to drive in terms of the running cost, and yet powerful enough. How powerful? Well, I'm at 100 kmph and if I go down hard, this is what happens. Wow, I know I'm doing illegal speeds at the expressway for a few seconds, sorry for that, but the way it jumps from 100 to 210, 210 is basically the limited top speed of the EQS 580 for safety and for the range purposes. You can see that on your screen right now. 210, it hits a shortfall. So green wheels, luxury, and yet it has the potency to give you enough grinning moments, and this is why the EQS is not really a chauffeur driven car. It can of course cocoon you in a lot of luxury and space at the back, but if you as an owner want to take over the wheel, it invites you to do that. Your co-passenger, your wife, your girlfriend, anyone in the family wants to be pampered with features, it does that with the massive 56-inch display over here. The whole front end over here is a big screen, and of course because it's a Mercedes-Benz, it's not always about performance but also about the comfort levels, the luxury appeal, the features, and the way it spoils you to take your nap every now and then. EV, so it's completely silent on the inside, but when I was in the dynamic sport mode trying to hit the top speed, which we did effortlessly, fake sound comes in to just give you a sense of sportiness. However, in the eco or the comfort mode, the outside world definitely remains outside. We were trying to negotiate the traffic of Pune before getting onto the expressway, and the bad roads post monsoon, the potholes and the occasional speed breaker. By the way, the suspension can be raised, so even the occasional big speed breaker was taken care of. So your comfort levels remain, they are here to stay because it wears the 3-pointed star on the grille. So your typical quality of Mercedes-Benz is something that people will get, they will not miss. And when you're in the mood to have some fun or your family members want to take over, this one will respond. 857 kilometers of range means Delhi, Jaipur, Ajmer and back to Delhi. It also means Pune to Mumbai to Surat and back to Pune. So this car does not leave a typical buyer with any excuse not to own this. You want luxury of an S-Class with the performance of an electric car, extremely low running cost, I need to say this, a service once in 2 years, 8 years of warranty with unlimited warranty on the battery. All this comes without breaking too much of a hole in your pocket. If you have a budget of an S-Class, please look at this car as well. Well, a few technical aspects about the vehicle. You have two motors, one in each axle, one at the front, one at the back. So yeah, it is a 4Matic setup where the power can go to all the four wheels depending upon the traction needed. It's got over 800 Nm of torque. That's what a commercial vehicle produces. It's got over 500 bhp of power, and because it supports super quick 200 watt DC charging, you can actually get as much as 260 kilometers worth of range by charging it for only 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that's the time you take to have your lunch. So imagine you having a quick lunch and the car ready for 260 more kilometers. Bonkers. Moving on, this car is also very clever. For example, when I approach a speed breaker, I want to raise the level of the suspension from the screen. It actually asks me if I want to geotag the location. If I do so, every time I reach the same speed breaker, the car will understand and it will automatically raise the suspension. Superb. Likewise, it understands your behavior, how you use the car and how you interact with the car through artificial intelligence. For example, if every day I call my secretary at 8 in the morning while going to work from the route itself, if I do this on a daily basis, eventually it will understand, and every day at 8 AM it will give me a soft reminder if I want to call my secretary or not. So as per your profiles, it keeps on understanding hundreds of parameters. The way I adjust my steering wheel, the way I put the climate control system, the way I put my bass or treble in the audio system. So all these parameters are learned, they are saved as per your profile, and as you live with the car knows what you want or what you want the car to do. The EQS 580 also comes with level 2 of ADAS, which means that on open roads, on open highways with good lane markings, you can make use of it. Plus, of course, as to the safety factor. But when you hit a section of ghats or you hit a section of hills like this, just go into the sport mode, and the same soft suspension which absorbed every single undulation, it still does, becomes slightly on the more firmer side, which means you can really throw this 2-ton plus car limousine into long field corners without worrying too much. Of course, you know that at the back of your mind you have so many driver aids helping you out and 9 airbags, super safe. But yeah, something like this long flowing curve on the expressway, you forget the bulk, you forget the long wheelbase, and this can be enjoyable car. And that is why Mercedes has again and again been saying that owners should come up front, they should sit over here, and they should make use of the technology, the performance and the punch infused into this car. So it's a driver's delight, it's a passenger's delight as well. But what about the exteriors? Now, this is not like any other car you have seen before in India. It's got its own appeal in the way it looks, and it's because of a few different elements which I want to explain over here. The first is this solid piece of grille up front. It's got the Mercedes-Benz 3-pointed star logo running across the size, and then the DRL, the daytime running light, it extends from this side of the car towards this side. So entire width is where the LED bar comes. Of course, when you put on the indicators, these ones, the DRLs on the headlights, they double up as indicators. Second big thing has to be the alloy wheels. These are massive 20-inch alloy wheels, and they're crafted in a way to ensure that the drag coefficient is as low as possible. In fact, if you didn't know, this one is the world's most aerodynamic car on sale with the drag coefficient of only 0.20. This is also possible in the way the car looks from the sloping point of view. It's got a very coupe-ish profile. It's very slippery through air, and this definitely helps in performance as well as in the range, extended range that you get from every single kilowatt of battery pack in there. The rear again has a talking point. It's got a notchback design coming in over here, and a lot of people think that EVs might not have a massive boot, but this one blows you away. Just look at this. We've got 2 night strollers, we've got a big camera back, and it can still take in a lot of stuff. So your big massive suitcases or your golf bags, they can easily come into the big massive boot of the EQS. So it is massive in terms of your size, it's massive in terms of your battery, it's massive in terms of performance, and also massive in terms of the boot space. Now, as the pinnacle of luxury on wheels, the S-Class has no competition. This one is shorter in length as compared to the S-Class, so understandably, the amount of space over here is less as compared to the S-Class, but standalone, it's a phenomenal place to be. For example, the driver's seat has been positioned for my height. I stand 6 feet tall, and yet for an equally tall person at the back, you have a good 4 to 5 inches of knee room coming in over here. The twin pane, the twin glass sunroof, it adds to the airiness. The windows are also reasonably large. The issue is that for tall drivers, they will tend to take their seat slightly down, and which means I really can't push my legs under the front seat. But apart from this, this is a great place to chill, relax after a long day at work. Small things which might impress your family members or will keep you happy. For example, this small tablet can be released from the armrest. You can take it in your hand and have a lot of functions on your fingertips, the settings and the comfort levels and so on. You have two C-type chargers over here apart from the 4 up front. You have wireless charging over here apart from the wireless charging up front. The seats, they can be cooled, ventilation is on. The seats can also be reclined in terms of the power adjustment over here, and the overall visibility is terrific. That huge 56-inch screen is definitely an eye magnet even for the rear passengers. So yes, this car might be aimed towards owners who want to drive with their family members, with their loved ones, but at the same time, if you want to be chauffeur driven or your family wants to be chauffeur driven, this is absolutely gem of a place at the back. Now I'm very sure you've seen a lot of videos telling you about how the front feels like from a driver or a co-driver point of view, so I'll not waste my time over there. Of course, once again, the 56-inch setup over here, 3 screens, 1, 2, 3 are something which are very unique to the Indian industry. From a driver's perspective, visibility or the driving behavior, I've already spoken to you on camera. A few things that could impress your friends, are the gesture controls. For example, just swipe your hand like this and the sunroof will open. So there's no proper touching or pressing a button, just swipe your finger and it does the job. Likewise, level 2 ADAS, apart from that, you have security features in the car. A couple of cameras in the speedometer console, which will always be looking at your eyes, your face, the way you're driving. Suppose you are dozing off, you are very drowsy or sleepy, the car will alert you. So these things do come handy in terms of safety for you and for others of the road. In terms of storage spaces, which is not often spoken about in an EV, I still want to speak about. Look at this, the amount of place over here between the front 2 seats. You can basically have a big bag, your shopping bag or a couple of bottles coming in over here, and the charging points are endless. 2 over here, the C-type, 2 over here also, and the wireless charging coming in over here. So charging options, storage spaces is something that this car will surprise you in a good way. Do you know that after Germany, India is the only second country where this one is manufactured locally? Yes, the EQS 580 is made at the company's plant in Chakan, just outside of Pune. Now, the company has also cleverly used the subsidies that are available to EVs, which means that the ex-showroom price of 1.55 CR is almost that of the regular S-Class. And as compared to the S-Class, you get bonkers performance with this one. It's a silent workhorse on wheels. The running cost is as low as peanuts. Service once in 2 years and so on. And finally, a lot of people have this issue of range anxiety. Well, that is one factor that Mercedes-Benz has basically kicked out of the box, kicked out of the picture. There is literally no range anxiety with the EQS 580. Basically, the company has given 0 excuses to prospective customers to not to own this car. People shy away from EVs. Why? Because of the lack of EV infra in India, or the lack of range anxiety, or the lack of comfort, luxury or space. But I think it's everything. All the boxes have been ticked in a very right manner by the company in this particular car. I am told approximately 45 to 50 deliveries are ready for the month of October, and for this quarter, the company might sell as many as 150 of these. 150 cars which are priced at 1.5 CR each. This is phenomenal by all standards. All in all, as a summary, as a beautiful looking car, as a performance oriented car, as a fast, luxurious, feature loaded, safe car, there is nothing that goes beyond this one. So guys, if you're in the market for something niche, something exclusive, something green and fast, something green and crazy, you should definitely look at this one.